Peace. This is a Meat and Potato Sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is possession from a fresh perspective. Now, many people who are familiar with possession, they are familiar with it courtesy of the movies. And I want to make sure that I separate myself from the movies because even if you get a sliver of arcane knowledge, the purpose of horror movies or so called paranormal movies is for entertainment purposes. And I'm seeing some occultists, not all, because a lot of them are very good at what they do, but some occultists are starting to get into what I call the sideshow theatrics. And I personally don't agree with becoming some part of a carnival act. So I want to deal with possession because possession doesn't go like you think it does. It goes based on the individual's energy. And it really happens slowly in increments. So when a person becomes possessed, oftentimes what happens is that not only is it a slow process, but it's gradual. You really don't notice it. That's one. The second thing is, can you be possessed, and do you have to be an individual that have worked with said angel, demon, god, or goddess? No, not necessarily. Once you start practicing magic and the occult and you become very serious about that, you open yourself up to a plethora of the above. Myself, and I'm going to use myself as a template, I have come under the possession of, just off the top of my chest, King Paimon, Mercury, Odin, who wanted to give me some insights, also had Anubis, also Osiris, and Belial. So you don't have to work with a person spirit on a personal level just for them to deal with you. And the thing about it is that they will change certain aspects of yourself. Who's really good for this is Lilith. Lilith is good for that. She is skilled at what humans call glamour magic. But basically, what she's doing is she's elevating your so called charisma or what they call it factor. Now, how can Lilith do this? Well, Lilith can do this by helping you with two things I know is just wrong with a lot of people that practice magic. Either they try to be a perfectionist, so she's going to help you relax, or the other thing is your speaking, the way that you go about things, and the way that you carry yourself. Because she can change you from the inner, so the outer will take on that. For example, making you look taller than maybe what you are, maybe you losing weight, or if you have a pretty good smile, she will further enhance that. And it's very important. Speaking is a form of magic, grammar, grimoire. So a lot of people, especially if they go to the junior college or the state university, one of the things that they're going to struggle with, two things just off the top of my head: mathematics and speech. People don't like speaking in public. She can help with that. And I want to say this too, because all the people that are exponents of skydadding ethics, let me put this through to you. No spirit god or goddess is going to make you do something that's not in your character. In other words, oh, the devil made me do it. You notice the people that say that they subscribe to, okay, I slid to this woman's DM or I got caught doing something I wasn't supposed to do. See, when it's good, it's all credit to Jehovah. But when it's bad, it's all the devil. But then you say the devil's a liar and he doesn't have any power. Let that sink in. The other thing about that is that they're not going to have you speaking all of some tongues and just jumping around and doing all that. They're not going to have you doing all that. The other thing is that, can angels possess you? And people think, well, angels won't do that. Yes, they can. Once you practice magic, that opens up everything. So angels have done that, just off the top of my head, using me once again, mentor, Raziel, Uriel, Michael. So they'll do this in times of need and to help your abilities. You got to remember that you're reflecting the gods and goddesses as well as angels and daemons. So always keep that in mind. So that you don't have to call upon them for them to possess you. So they're not going to make you do something you don't want to do. And I want to also say this: a lot of angels, demons, etc., will they work with you based on your gender? Yes. Female gods and demons have never really entered my temple. The male, or the ones that operate from the masculine principle, have. So it depends on what your energy is. So remember, both of y'all are keeping this going. So again, it's not about the movies, it's not about these shows that you may see on the Travel Channel and etc. And the more that you do this, I want to say this: you will have certain people who may come from your lineage or your ancestor line. They can get in your body, your temple too. That's why it's very important. Only work with certain deceased loved ones. You don't work from the scum of the earth that came from your line. Like, this is a mistake I've seen people doing, just giving ancestral offerings like alcohol. You don't give that to an alcoholic because they can jump in your temple and possess you too. Because now it's like, wait a minute, I got that fixed. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go right back to the store and we're gonna get that Crown Royal. That's what we're gonna do. So be very careful with that. Again, this is a fresh take on possession. It can happen whether you work with that spirit or not, and even people from your bloodline who may not have your best intentions at heart, they can do the same thing. But your higher self, it's a great, what I call, spiritual alarm system. And if they sense something that's going to be intrusive, they will struggle with that. That's why a lot of spirits don't stay in your temple longer than they have to. So, with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Word Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.